I've been reading some articles, and there are pictures that are going to start to come out. They're starting to do better than the ones that came out, the few that did come out over these last several months. Look, the only thing I can say, if you take the 1918 pandemic, then you had the Roaring Twenties. Okay, so I'm not saying we're going to go from COVID to the equivalent of the Roaring Twenties, but it seems like the world from the 1918 pandemic got back to normal in a way that was very, very workable. Okay. All I can say is I hope, and I'm encouraged by certain signs. And your state, he's got the whole thing opened. Okay. My state in California, not so much. So your theaters may be 100% full. I don't know if he's got any restrictions right now on, capacity of movie theaters. I don't think he cares about that. I don't think he cares. Well, I'm not going to get into it. I don't know. I'm encouraged. Whether it gets back to pre-COVID levels, I couldn't say. I'm just encouraged, and I hope it does. But what you have to do as a filmmaker is adjust and adapt. And this has been the history of film. Okay. The Jazz Singer was one of the great moments in all of cinema, but it now put a lot of those marquee movie actors who had high voices that the audience never heard what their voice was like. That ended their careers. Okay, some could not get used to the dialogue. Maybe they had accents. Okay, that it didn't matter in the silence. Okay, so that's the most dramatic example, if you will, of moving from silence to talkies. All right. But that's the history of the film business. Television came in, the 40s, and, then that was a threat to theatrical exhibition, color, the digital revolution, streaming. I'm a storyteller. And it doesn't matter what the platform is. Some platforms are better to tell. If I have a story that has 100 hours, obviously it's better as television than it is as a feature. And if I have a story that's 2 hours that can be told in a very interesting way, then that's a movie. But is it a movie if it's now on Netflix and doesn't go into the theater? Is that called a movie, or is that called television movie? I don't know. But does it really matter? Does it really matter? No question that a comedy, if you're sitting there by yourself watching it versus you're sitting it in a communal situation like in the theater, it's a wonderful experience. Yeah, I think you can probably watch dramas by yourself, and you could watch comedies by yourself, but probably comedies are more fun to see with other people. I would suggest, look, if the Marvel movies, and I'm of an age where that's not hitting my target for the most part, but I would think that those movies, even though you can see them at home, are much better in the theaters. We're never going to take that communal experience away, I don't think. But you said at the top of this interview, you want this for posterity for 100 years. I don't know what it's going to look like in 100 years.